Welcome back. Stay hot factor 90.3 Nigeria info and hearing pod Hackett. I'm Dai. It's 15 minutes gone past 5 p.m. Discussions continue. Thanks for staying tuned. And next up, we're discussing the pigeons that did not fly. Apparently, the presidency has found it necessary to explain why the pigeons did not fly. So basically, I'm discussing right now whether you suppose that's an important thing or not. I'd like to get your take on that and why the pigeons did not fly. Well, like I said, the story I said earlier, the story is just about an every daily. But here is the one from Premium Times. It's everywhere. Vanguard, Punch, everywhere. Armed Forces Remembrance Day. Why pigeons refuse to fly. Femi Adesina. The pigeons released by President Muhammadu Buhari during last week's Armed Forces Remembrance Day refused to fly because they felt their freedom was, quote, too good to be true. Presidential spokesperson Femi Adesina has said. Adesina, the president's special advisor on media and publicity, noted in his article titled Reflections from a Race Lane Ceremony on Friday that the birds had been kept in the cage for a long time and had become accustomed to their environment. He also said those making jest of the president in social media do not have productive things to do with their time. Premium Times reported how the refusal of white pigeons to fly after being released by Mr. Buhari at Eagle Square last Friday made the president the butt of jokes on social media. In a widely circulated video, the president could be seen forcing at least one of the pigeons to fly by picking it and throwing it into the air. The bird, rather than fly away, simply returned to its cage. And some Nigerians on social media also attributed the incident to the injustice, nepotism and insecurity affecting the country's growth. Femi Adesina in his article wrote, something for those who twist my every word, turn it upside down to generate hatred, something for them to wail about, the release of the pigeons. At every Armed Forces Remembrance Day, after the laying of the rates, the sitting president releases some pigeons to symbolize peace in the land, emblems of national harmony. It was not different last Friday. The pigeons had been kept in the cage for how long, I do not know, and when birds and some other roaming animals have been circumscribed for a while, they get accustomed to their new status as lawful captives. Therefore, when you offer them freedom, the first balk, thinking it's too good to be true. It's a natural phenomenon. President Buhari opened the cage that held the pigeons, about a score or so, while that flew followed by the other nice debate, and then 2-3 minutes later, they all took to the sky. Nothing extraordinary in the development, you would think. Adesina also attacked some critics of the president, saying that they do not have productive things to do with their time. Quote, but not to the idle and indolent, most of who populate the social media. It was time to major in something minor, cavil, find fault unnecessarily. The pigeons didn't fly, they refused to fly, it's ominous. They wailed like wailing wailers, and you began to wonder, are people this idle? Don't they have productive things to do with their times? Are their minds so adult and all they want to do is find fault against their president, ascribing spiritual connotations to a non-issue? For their information, Muhammadu Buhari has no time for such frivolities. He just continues to serve the country with his heart and mind, trying to make a difference in security, economy and anti-corruption. And he will get there, by the grace of God, but if they don't change, the whalers will be losers standing small. So, does it matter why the pigeons did not fly? I mean, regardless of what may have gone on social media, obviously for those persons it did matter. But do you think it's a matter serious enough for the presidency to respond to as to why the pigeons did not fly? By the way, if you've called in on the show today, do not call in now. So that means if you called in from 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock, once again, do not call in now. 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003, 0817-923-0007 or 0009. We're live on Twitter, I suppose, at Nigeria Info PH, facebook.com/Nigeria Info PH, WhatsApp on 0809 030 6416. Hello? Hartford.
Good evening.
Good evening, go on.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yes, good evening.
All right, go ahead.
Yes, my name is Henry calling from Bozurumibo.
Go ahead.
My dialogue, the last time I checked, whether the pigeon fly or not, has nothing to benefit Nigerian people. So sometimes I think we should use our time to do something constructive. Because I could remember when Goodluck Jonathan was the president of this nation, and the pigeon keep on flying. At the end of it, Nigeria we're still where we are until Buhari came in. So if the pigeon fly or not, that won't change anything to Nigeria. What we need is good leadership in Nigeria. People that have Nigeria at heart. So solve Nigeria's problem. So I think we should just use our time to do something better on social media. Okay,
how about the presidency's response? Because Femi Adesina explaining is the presidency
actually,
explaining.
If you ask me, I would say the president shouldn't have responded to that because so many things are going on in social media. Not everything you respond on social media. So Femi Adesina responding, if you ask me to advise him, he shouldn't have responded because pigeon, what is the work of pigeon to Nigeria? If the pigeon goes to solve this our East West Road problem that we are suffering, people are dying.
And pigeons will not go on oversight function.
I thought, my dear brother, pigeon does not have a pigeon is just an animal that one can train to his liking, and the pigeon decide not to. See, we all have trained animals when we are small, and we know that pigeon is the kind of animal that when you train him to become act like a human being, he's more organized than a human being. That is the truth. So if they say that maybe the pigeon didn't fly,
if the pigeons can become more organized than human beings, that means they can even carry out oversight functions for us.
No. The own oversight function is different from we the human being. Why did I say so is that if the animal is something that if you ask them to stay here, they will stay. Let's take dog for example. You know, we have pets in our various homes. The way you train them is the way they go. So they have nothing to better Nigeria. That is just the truth. But we should use our time and do something better.
All right. Do you have any thoughts on this? Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Go ahead.
I don't know whether it's you who caught me on network.
Hello, good evening. You're welcome.
Hello, good evening.
Hi, please go ahead.
I'm calling from Bunabali. My name is Atopara.
Go ahead, please.
I think the first caller just said it all. Pigeon, whether a pigeon fly you, pigeon not fly you. I don't think anything. I don't see that as anything. If Buhari pigeon did not fly and Jonathan pigeon fly, my name is still Atopara and I'm still from Bunabali. That doesn't change me that I'm from America. Let us stop different things. I beg. Pigeon fly, pigeon no fly.
All right. Hello? I'll get to the comments via Facebook and Twitter in a moment. 973, you're welcome.
Hello, Dario. Good evening.
Go ahead.
Well, based on the discussion, Adesina said that it's people that don't have hand work and the people that are not productive. That's why they are always criticizing President Muhammad Buhari on social media. But I want to say this: if Adesina we have to do Dangote today, we shouldn't have been taking that job as a spokesperson to Buhari. Or if Adesina could have been what is the name that own salad or 9 mobile, could have been that job. So Adesina is also a kind of who is a person who don't have job because working for president does not change anything to Nigeria. So for him to say that it's people that are idleness that make people on social media to criticize Buhari, that's why that is jobless people. I don't think whether Adesina have any job to do. If they have industries that are producing billions to him every day, he shouldn't have taken that as spokesperson to president because I don't see any productive that thing brings to Nigeria. Why the pigeon is not fly is because of the bad side of Buhari government. So
really?
When everything in Nigeria is angry, or even of which I'm also angry. So let's figure out and check what we do to become productivity to Nigeria because he's not adding anything to Nigeria in as much as I'm concerned. So thank you.
Okay, all right. Via Facebook, Emmanuel Inake goes, story for the gods. I don't blame him. He's doing the hardest job on earth, defending Buhari. Adindo Oji, while the pigeons refuse to fly during the Armed Forces Remembrance Day, has proven that the spirit of Nigeria state is not happy with our leaders. And Printani, that the pigeons refuse to fly because Nigeria is not safe area for landing. Even animals know the harsh conditions of this country. They prefer that cage to flying out. This will teach our leaders lessons. What goes around comes around. Bajo Phillips, Mr. Additional should look for another line where not at all gullible if confinement for a long time can make a bird not to fly. Let him come so we can visit a zoo and ask the zookeeper to release a lion that has been confined for a long time. Let's check what the outcome will be. I think the scenarios might be slightly different, Phillips. Michael Ghost made my day with this. Femi Adesina will always have something to say, but his analysis is so vague. I think everything is just angry with this current government and can't wait for 2023 to come for some fresh air. Ziggy Isa, the pigeon did not fly because it's a premature pigeon. All right. And Zingbot goes, for the pigeon to refuse to fly totally means that Nigeria is not progressing. Pabi Titus says it shows bad government. I will proceed with the comment later on. Hello, you're welcome, 90.3.
Hello.
Good evening, go ahead.
My name is Peter.
You're welcome.
See, that pigeon that refused to fly is because of how bad this government is. Yes.
Okay.
Before the pigeon used to fly because the government was favorable then. You cannot compare this government with that of Village Natal.
Is the pigeon collecting contract?
Yeah.
Is the pigeon collecting? Are the pigeons collecting contract?
No, that pigeon connects with spiritual something. No, it's not a nice pigeon. No, we tell you the truth.
It's a spiritual pigeon.
Yes, it's a spiritual pigeon.
How do you know? How do you know it's a spiritual pigeon?
Because when it flies, show that yes, everything is good. Things are moving fine. For my own, no.
So are all pigeons spiritual pigeons?
Not all. This one is a national issue. It's not a private pigeon.
So any national issue, the pigeons involved must be spiritual.
Yes.
Okay. Good evening.
Good evening.
Hi.
Yes, Bayo, good evening. My name is Baz.
You're welcome.
From
Go ahead.
Bayo, my brother, we are in a country where omens of the character of the people ruling us has come before them. That pigeon that didn't fly is an omen showing that this government has committed so much that even the pigeon, the gods of the land, even God is not happy with them. Innocent people that have been shed is against us in this country, against the rulership of this country. If we continue in doing other things symbolically, it shows, even in the Bible, there are things that happen that when they offer sacrifice, it doesn't go up. It means God is not happy with them.
What if the pigeons had flown?
What if the pigeons had what?
What if the pigeons had flown?
What
if the pigeons had flown?
My brother, Bayo,
yes.
We are all Nigerians. We have, when you do certain things in this country, the gods of the land, even God Almighty in heaven, react.
And he uses pigeons.
In this country, there is symbols. These things are symbols of bad leadership, bad lifestyle of the government to the people. The earth is not happy. The nature, law of nature is not happy with this government.
Okay, all right. That's why the pigeons did not fly.
That's why they didn't fly.
All right.
It's a symbol.
Okay, sir. I've got the headlines coming up shortly. Headline is a commercial break as well. Discussions continue shortly. Please stay with us.
Headline News, Nigeria Info on
92.3.
Headline News. Good evening, I am Constance Mega. Court adjourns to February 5 to hear suits challenging proposed APC registration exercise in Rivers State. Nasarawa State Governor Abdullahi Sule meets with President Buhari over security challenges in his state. Tension in some parts of Oyo State as quit notice given to herdsmen expires today. On the foreign scene, Google threatens to switch off search function in Australia if proposed media bargaining code becomes law. In business, President of African Development Bank Akinwumi Adesina says debt service payments hold greatest risks to Nigeria. In entertainment, one of world's leading stuntmen, Remy Julien, who worked on 6 James Bond films, dies from COVID-19 at age 90. In sports, Real Madrid coach Zinedine Zidane tests positive for COVID-19. Those are the headlines. Contact our newsroom on 0818-900-0017. More news comes your way at 6. Thank you for listening.
Are you running late and can't make it down to our Rumorsi office to book your commercials? Don't worry, because you can take advantage of our marketing office inside Port Harcourt to book your commercials. It is located at Shop 9 Mediatrix of All Graces Plaza, opposite FIRS Stadium Road, Port Harcourt. You can also call our sales rep on 0817 001 8162. That's 0817 001 8162.
The night is almost done, but conversations are never done on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Join Jude from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. on Let's Talk weekdays.
Connect with your customers. Advertise on 92.3 Nigeria Info. visit our downtown office at Shop 9, Mediatrix of All Gracies Plaza, opposite FIRS, Stadium Road, Port Harcourt, and book your commercials. Call 0817 001 8162. That is 0817 001 8162. And let us connect you to your customers.
Everybody's looking for that song.
Good here in Port Harcourt, I'm Dial. And whether or not or why the pigeons didn't fly, apparently, it's become a matter of national discourse, so much so that the presidency is responding to this. Specifically, one of the president media aides, Femi Adesina, he's come out to explain why the pigeons did not fly. And, of course, he's also attacked those who have been making jokes or making fun of the president for the chickens not flying on the Armed Forces Remembrance Day. But does it matter to you? And should the presidency have bothered explaining why the pigeons did not fly? Join the conversation 0817 923 0002 or 0003, 0817 923 0007 or 0009. We're live on Twitter at Nigeria Info PH, facebook.com/Nigeria Info PH also. Hello, good evening, you're welcome.
Hello, good evening.
Go ahead.
This is Bobby from Malakaya.
You're welcome, go ahead.
Hello?
Go ahead, sir.
Okay. You know, the Bible said that we have to use something to another national land.
Okay.
It's only in this country that we had that a flying bullet killed somebody that doesn't used to fly. Now, how much more a pigeon? Hello?
Yes, I'm with you.
Hello?
Okay, not working. Hello?
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, go on.
Yes, Tayo, you almost took it out of my thought or mouth for such thing to become a national discourse, for heaven's sake. Have we become so low like this? And for those who don't know, let me remind them, in 1999 when we were back hosting Junior World Cup, the pigeons didn't fly. When Pope Francis was doing
maybe that's why we didn't win it.
When Pope Francis was inaugurating something, a pigeon they really didn't fly. So how have we become so low that these things should form a national discourse? Okay, let me follow and begin to bring reasons why the pigeons didn't fly. Could it also be possible that the pigeons love Buhari and they wanted him to touch him? But actually, indeed, after a while, the pigeons flew. So why has it become a national discourse to the point that even the president has to come and defend it, for heaven's sake? Have we become so poor in the kind of thoughts we are here on radio, honestly speaking. Because in
Hello? Oh, he's gone.
Hello?
All right, let's see what's happening via Facebook and Twitter as well. Or maybe I'll start with WhatsApp this time around. 19 minutes to go before 6 p.m. Hector goes, perhaps the pigeons did not fly because they are afraid of their safety. If they fly, insecurity everywhere. Good afternoon. It's important to know what the pigeons... it's important to know that the pigeons were not sponsored by the opposition not to fly. They would have been prosecuted. Femi Adesina saying those who make jest to the president have nothing productive to do should tell him that it means the government he works with has failed in job provision for its citizens. Telling us the pigeons had stayed for too long in the cage is total bandage to me. That's some Prince. Given that, the biggest problem the president is having is his aides. Why would they have to respond to issues like this? What we need is good governance. Is that too much to ask? That's a Murege. All right, good day. When I was asking what people... Okay, all right. Dial hello again from Paul. The president is being petty in replying to the pigeon issue. It shows how idle they are. For me, I saw the whole thing as humorous. I was tickled. It is inconsequential for both the complainant and the respondent to waste their precious time debating over the inability of the birds to fly. There is no direct relationship between the pigeons flying and good governance. That's from Tony Anthony. The pigeons never want to miss their way because they were foreign pigeons. That's perfect. All right. When did Femi should not become a spiritual interpreter? He shouldn't waste his time with a highly religious and spiritual people and can interpret events like this easily. Even Father Mbaka interpreted it for us before 2015 when he told us that it was a sign of rejection of Jonathan by the gods and God. By the way, if it doesn't matter, why is the presidency responding? The pigeon's action shows that the government is docile and can't fly. Hello, hard fact to welcome.
Yeah, hello there, good evening.
Good evening, go ahead.
Okay, why the pigeon did not fly? Well, let me also put the line of those who are not on the president's side. Now, the pigeon in question is symbolize whatever on that day. So they brought it for a particular ceremony. Now, it was supposed to perform a task on that ceremony's day. Now, the task they're supposed to perform did not happen. And that is an issue, Mr. Dayo. That's an issue. Because they would have, okay, why, in fact, since 1960 or whenever they have started using pigeon as a symbol for whatever they do on Remembrance Day.
Yeah.
Why didn't they use duck? They should have used chicken. Why did they use pigeon?
Chickens don't fly.
Okay, chicken will run now. Chicken will do something that chicken does. So pigeons have to do something that pigeons should do.
Chickens don't always run either. They run if you chase them, but ordinarily they don't run.
So pigeons should do what pigeons do on Remembrance Day.
But what if the microphone had anything can go wrong? What if the microphone failed because the battery was weak? Would that have been a sign as well?
Yes, sir, Mr. Dayo.
It would have been a sign.
Mr. Dayo, you just imagine that you come to the studio and you start your work by 30 p.m. To start your work by 30 p.m.
Yeah.
And the mic is supposed to work. What will you do?
Is that I will call the tech? Yeah, I will call the tech player. I will call the engineer. Yes.
Exactly, Mr. Dayo.
But does it mean there's a spiritual problem? But that's a sign I shouldn't work that day.
No, Mr. Dayo. So please.
Exactly. If I come in the studio tomorrow, well, today's Friday. If I come in on Monday or Sunday morning, and the microphone refuses to work, do I take that as a sign that I'm doing a terrible job on radio, or as a sign that I'm not supposed to work that day? Yeah. Hello, 92.3.
Oh, there. Good evening.
Good evening. Go ahead.
I'm Samuel calling from Oran.
Go on, Samuel.
See, there is everything wrong.
Really?
There's everything wrong. If really the symbol was maybe freedom and the pigeon refused to fly, then I felt everything is wrong. Because if me now as a young guy, maybe we grow up and they said this thing is as a symbol of freedom and perhaps the thing didn't fly. And what will I tell my children? Like, this thing is a symbol of freedom. When you release the pigeon, it will not fly. And the thing refuses to fly. What will I tell them? That sometimes the thing will refuse to fly, or, the thing is somehow. So if they really don't believe on the pigeon, or they feel the pigeon, when you release it, it will fly. It's supposed to fly, not forcing it. They don't force freedom. Thank you.
Okay. Hello? Good evening.
Hello there.
Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening. Go on.
Nathaniel. I want to find out something. I want to ask a question. Is it the first time the pigeon refused to fly, or was there any time such a ceremony took place and pigeon has refused
Absolutely.
to fly?
All over the world, including here in Nigeria, it's happened that pigeons refuse to fly during ceremonies.
Yes. So everybody knew that pigeon does fly during ceremony like this, and an occasion like this. So notified to everybody in Nigeria, if pigeon fly, and you don't want anybody to talk about it. Look, these people they have succeeded in making everybody to close or to shut up, even when there is something wrong. For me, although this is not so typical like that to talk about, but for me, because almost everything in Nigeria during this regime is going south. Everything is negative.
Does it matter to you? Does it matter to you that the pigeons did not fly?
For me, it matters. It matters.
What does it matter?
Look, the pigeon fly. Everybody was anticipating this.
But you asked me a question when I took your call, when we started this conversation. You asked if it's happened elsewhere before, and I said yes, all over the world it's happened. In Nigeria here as well, it's happened in the past that pigeons did not fly.
Yes, of course.
So you're saying that you're saying that in all those other instances also there was a spiritual connotation.
For me, it is never a spiritual connotation, but for the fact that people actually expected the pigeon to fly and it refused to fly. No, such anticipation was that. And Nigerians will begin to talk much about it, and people will interpret so many things. So for me, what I expected the president to have done is just to keep quiet instead of talking with people, discussing and many other things, debating like that. I think the best thing is to concentrate on the best thing they know they can do to help the Nigerians and not to talk too much.
Okay, all right. Hello.
Yeah, good evening, Dayo.
Good evening, go ahead.
Yes, I think you see, a word is enough for the wise. You see, symbols like this, it seems to send signal to you when things are wrong. And when we deliberately refuse to read meanings to these signals, to these messages, we become doomed. In the history of this country, I've watched Babangida release pigeon. I've watched many head of state and president release pigeon. They fly. This is bird. Once bird is in a cage, they look for a way to get out. And the moment they are released, they must fly. They must exhibit that they are flying their wings. You understand? It's a must. Then they go to the next place and perch and look round. But in this case, where the pigeon refused to fly, we should ask ourselves, why? If they are birds, they must fly. Pigeon, for that matter, they are good flyers.
Have you seen pigeons in some parks overseas? You know what I mean by parks, where large spaces where people go to relax. You can sit there, you can walk around. Have you seen, maybe on TV, or you may have traveled, or at least on TV? Have you seen pigeons? Exactly.
Used to that environment.
Well, hold on. Don't rush. You started by saying that pigeons must fly because they are supposed to fly. Now you're changing the narrative, because in those places you have pigeons there and they're not in a hurry to fly. Human beings walk in their midst and they're throwing food. They don't rush off to fly. They're just there.
Not the ones in a cage. Not the ones in a cage. Those ones in a cage, they've been kept there. It's like being in prison. The moment you are liberated, you must fly, first of all. Try to escape.
Oh, okay. The pigeons in cages are like freedom fighters. They want to escape.
Not really freedom fighters. They are birds. They must fly, escape first. Then they never look back.
Oh, okay. But the ones in those parks.
The pigeons are.
Hello.
Are you with me?
Yes.
Yes. The pigeon is a symbol of peace, liberty. I think liberty and one other thing. So it's there in our coat of arms.
Okay.
So you see, in this case where it refuses to fly, they should go back and do their homework. You don't need to argue. You are leading people, you're not yourself. Why these people refuse to adamant to take correction?
Wait, did you just mention pigeons? You're saying that pigeons are in our coat of arms?
If I am in a position of additional, I will not talk. Just go back home and we try to, read meaning and correct ourselves for our mistakes.
Just a moment. Did you just say that pigeons, or at least one pigeon, is on our coat of arms?
I think we have something like that. A bird in the coat of arms.
Yeah, we have a bird, but I think it's an eagle. We don't have pigeons in our coat of arms.
Hello. Good evening.
Good evening. You're welcome.
My name is Paul.
Go ahead, Paul.
The pigeon has a connotation regarding what happened at Ego Square.
Okay.
If the pigeon does not have anything to do, what is the pigeon doing at Ego Square? Daya, if I may ask. What on earth is Ego doing in Ego Square?
It's just a symbolic gesture, I guess.
If it is not symbolic for freedom, for peace, for unity, for development, what is Ego doing at Ego Square that the president, number one citizen of this country, want to release?
So is it that brings it and the growth and the peace and all that?
It is not, but that is going to show you really what has happened from the beginning of the year to that point. Dayo, if I may replace, if I may direct you back. Remember the commentator's speech that these pigeons symbolize security, development, and all sorts and what. If they fly higher, if otherwise, then what happened? Why are we making case on this? The eagle did not, the pigeon did not fly, meaning that things are not done rightly before then. Let us come back home. That's a spiritual connotation for the eagle not to fly, even when the president was able.
So what you are saying is this. Literally, what you are saying is this. A perfect way Nigerians can know if any government is doing well or not.
Yes.
Is if pigeons fly.
Yes.
So we don't need to do analysis. We don't need professionals to check out the budget, implementation. We don't need any of those things. What we just need to do is wait for Armed Forces Day and watch out to see if the pigeons will fly.
If you say so,
that's what you're saying. we don't need lawyers to discuss judiciary matters. We shouldn't discuss security. We shouldn't discuss banking. Let's just wait to see if the pigeons will fly.
If we have to wait for economic analysis, the lawyer judiciary.
Yes.
If we should wait for them to know if the country is moving forward, what are we doing with pigeon at the Ego Square?
So that's what I'm saying. We don't need all the experts any longer. Let's just wait for the pigeons.
We don't need them. If we should need eagles, if we should need a pigeon at the Ego Square, then we don't need our analysts again.
Okay, so we can just bring the pigeons to the studio also. So we just ask them
moving forward or not.
Exactly.
Finish.
Exactly.
Because that is what this present government is trying to tell us. If not, why would the commentator tell us that if the eagle fly, it means that there's a good security?
I don't think the commentator said that. I doubt the commentator said that.
Play it back. Play it back. He said it.
I'm almost certain the commentator did not say that.
It's more or less a crystal stone for finding truth and to find truth and lie.
So you once again, you will recommend that we should bring pigeons into our studio here.
Since our analysts cannot tell us the truth. If the analysts cannot tell us the truth, look at what traditional was saying. This eagle did not fly. Even when we try to chase the eagle refused to fly. It means that things are not done well in the country. We are not happy.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Apparently, the pigeons have become social political analysts now. And by the way, we have visual radio here. You can actually watch live on Twitter, I think on YouTube as well. And very soon, hopefully, we're going to go back to streaming live on Facebook. So, next time I want to discuss security or state of the nation, I just get in the studio. We have a cage of pigeons somewhere there, and then, so pigeons, what do you guys think? And we open the cage. If they fly around here in the studio, great, we're getting it right. CBN is getting the policy right. If they do not fly, CBN is making a mistake then, I suppose. Anyways, we got the major news coming up top of the hour at 6 p.m. Discussions continue afterwards. Open season when I return. A few comments via WhatsApp. The Jews seek for signs, the Greeks seek for wisdom, but to us that are believers, Christ has become both the wisdom and power of God. 1 Corinthians 1:22. That a black man has believed in signs for decades without any appreciable contributions to humanity. Wisdom is recommended for the black man and not meaningless signs. Hello, Doc. The pigeons were definitely not hungry or starved. These types of birds fly either when they see food or their destination or shooed off by someone. Nigerians need to stop attaching unnecessary meanings to easily explainable events. That's a Mark Paul. Okay, so that's it for now. Major news comes up. I'll return afterwards with some open season time. Do please stay tuned.